Hey guys, it's DeGranny, and I'm back, and today I will be doing another deck analysis. If you watched my last deck analysis, you probably know which one is going to occur, because I kind of decided. I didn't get really much decision on it from my subscribers, but I decided myself. As you see, there is a Mewtwo toy now, a new one on the left, that I got from the box I opened yesterday. Y'all should watch that video because I got the box worth and more from those 3 packs and an extra pack that I opened. So let's go ahead and move on to the deck analysis. Okay guys, this is my full deck. I have spread them out. I know the lighting probably changed from the beginning of the video. There's some glare. First off, I want to actually show my sleeves. As you can see, it has a kind of pattern on it on the back. It's really nice. I get a lot of compliments about these sleeves. No, I do not know where I got them, and no, I do not have 60 for another deck. I only have like 30, but I really like these sleeves. As you can see, this is a Zeal Tierakion deck. I run 10 lightning energies. You don't really need to run a lot of lightning energies on account of that they're going to be recycled by the electrics in the deck. I run 5 fighting energies for the Tierakion. Yes, I could substitute it for prism energies, but I find that fighting energies work just as well. And then I run 4 DCE, and I run 4 DCE because Zekrom EX, Mewtwo EX, Zapdos, and Zekrom could have a DCE on it. So like either one of those could potentially have a DCE. So now I'm going to move just towards how the Pokemon are run in this deck. Okay, so with the Pokemon, I am running 17 Pokemon. I know previously I had stated it in the full deck lookout, but now I'm stating it just with the Pokemon. There are 17 Pokemon here. Let's go ahead and start with how this deck is kind of ran. I run 4 Dynamos just because sometimes you'll get one prized, or it's easier to get these out. I run all of them are the Dark Explorers 45 out of 108, the Spark one. And the reason I run this is because it has 40 HP. I know it's not free retreat, but it's okay. I can get the energy back if I ever have to retreat it. As long as it's electric or a lightning energy. For 1 lightning energy, it has a move called Spark that does 10 damage and then 10 to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. I find that really well to work out, as sometimes you might have to hit once with the Dynamo, and then you'll spread some damage, and that damage could help out later on. However, I do not like to use Dynamo as an attacker. Next is the electric line. I have 3 electrics. These are all with the ability Dynamotor. They come from Noble Victories. Dynamotor, as y'all probably know, is a ability that once during your turn, you may attach 1 lightning energy card from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. It must be a bench Pokemon, yes, and you can only do it for each of your electrics. So if I have these 3 electrics on the field, I can get back 3 lightning energies. So that comes really well to power up a bunch of Pokemon that you could use to attack. Then it has a move called Electric Ball, which for 2 lightning and a colorless, it does 50 damage. Now that's not so great. I don't like to attack with the electric, but sometimes you come into the part to where you will have to attack. Next, I have Zapdos, and sorry, I hit my camera there. I have the Zapdos. This Zapdos card, I've been planning on switching out. I haven't figured out what I want to switch out with it. I'm either going to switch it out with another Zekrom, or maybe the Mewtwo I just pulled, to give me 2 Mewtwo's in this deck, but I haven't figured that out yet. With this card, it has 2 attacks. The first attack for a Lightning and a DCE. It has Random Spark, which does 50 damage to any of your opponent's Pokemon of your choosing. So that's really nice. You could start attacking bench Pokemon. Maybe like if there's a Darkrai on the bench, you can start attacking that to get its damage down a little bit. Then it has a move called Thundering Hurricane for a Lightning and 3 colorless energy. It does 50 times the number of heads you roll out of 4 coins, or flip of 4 coins, or roll of dice. That can be really well if you're good at flipping heads or rolling heads. You could roll all 4 and you could do 200 damage, which kills any EX card, even with an Eviolite on it, except Groudon, I believe. Groudon would be the only one you could not kill. So that is really nice, and this card does have a resistance to fighting, but that's not that great because it doesn't have a really high HP anyway. But I really like this card, but I'm only running 1, so I don't think I will be running it any longer. Next I have Raikou EX. Raikou in this deck is a sniper. It has 2 moves for a Lightning and a colorless. It has Thunder Fang that does 30 damage, and you flip a coin. If heads, the defending Pokemon is now paralyzed. That is so-so, maybe just a stall for a turn or something. But its best move is Volt Bolt for 2 Lightning and a colorless. You must discard all Lightning energy attached to this Pokemon, and this attack will do 100 damage to any of your opponent's Pokemon. So you could snipe Pokemon off the bench that your opponent has. Maybe they have an EX card that has some damage on it, and you want to snipe it for 2 cheap price cards. That's an easy way. So you could do that. I really like this card, and it only has 1 retreat cost. So maybe if you run a Sky Arrow Bridge in your deck, and you play this card, and then you use Volt Bolt to, I think I just heard a door, but I'm not sure. I'm sorry. That was random. So then you could retreat it for free, get the electric to put all the lightning energy back on it. So that could help out really well. Next I have Zekrom EX for another attacker. I plan on switching this card out as well. This card has 2 attacks for lightning and a DCE. You flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 30 more damage, so it could be a total of 80 damage with Glinting Claw. Next it has for 2 lightning and a DCE Strong Volt for 150, and you discard 2 energy attached to this Pokemon. Usually I like to have 2 lightning and a DCE on it, discard the DCE from the Strong Volt. Or no, the lightning, because I could always get the lightning back. I'm sorry. Just sometimes it depends. Next I have Mewtwo EX. I only use Mewtwo in this deck for X-Ball, the first attack. So I'm not going to go over Side Drive. For a DCE, X-Ball does 20 times the amount of energy attached to Mewtwo and the defending Pokemon. So this attack could become very powerful. But you could also die very quickly if another Mewtwo is out of the field. Next I run 2 Zekroms. Zekrom has 2 moves. For a DCE, it has Outrage, and it does 20 plus each damage counter on it. So you could have a total of 140 attack for Outrage. And then its last attack is Bolt Strike, and for 2 lightning and a colorless, it does 120 damage, but it does 40 damage to itself. So Bolt Strike could power up Outrage, which would be good. However, Bolt Strike is not strong enough to knock out... Oh, I'm sorry, I keep yawning. Reshiram or anything like that. So it can't knock out EXs or anything powerful like that, but it can put a lot of damage down. Next, I run 2 Thunderous. Uh, Thunderous is a pretty good card. I have a promo and the regular Emerging Powers version. This card has 2 attacks. The first one is Charge, and Charge only lets you search your deck for a Lightning Energy card and attach it to this Pokemon. You must shuffle your deck afterward, as you usually have to. The next attack is Disaster Volt, and for 2 Lightning and a colorless. Oh my god, I'm yawning. I'm sorry. Again, I keep yawning for some reason. Disaster Volt does 80 damage, and you must discard an energy attached to this Pokemon. So that's not too bad, as you could start with Thunderous and automatically get two energies on it in one turn from getting the charge energy. So that could be really useful, and that's how I like to run him as a first-time attacker, and sometimes if I have to bring him in later. Next, I run 2 Tierakion, because this is a Zeo Tierakion deck. Yes, these are the same 2 Tierakions I showed in the fighting video. This is a Revenge Killer, as for 1 fighting and a colorless, Retaliate becomes from 30 damage to 90 damage. So that could knock out a lot of Pokemon, as there are a lot of weakness to fighting in the metagame. And then its last attack for 2 fighting and 1 colorless. It has Land Crush for 90 damage. And this card becomes really good for an attacker if you have to keep him out there against the metagame decks, which I like to do. Tierakion is just a useful card in a lot of decks right now, and that's why I like to run him. So now we're going to move on to the supporters and trainer cards. So now on to the trainers and supporters. As you see, there isn't very many in this deck, which is really weird. I plan on getting more and adding more, that is. I haven't decided which ones I want, and that's why I haven't really changed it. I've had decent success with this, so I don't want to change it yet. So let's go ahead and start. First off, I have 3 Pokemon catchers. I feel these are really useful in this deck, as I can switch my opponent's Pokemon out and attack with a pretty good attacker. Maybe like Zekrom has a 90 attack outrage, and maybe they're playing their own Zeo line. I can switch out an electric and knock that out pretty easily. So I find catchers pretty good in this deck, as they are in almost every deck. I run 3 level balls. Level balls are really good for this deck on account of that you can get your Dynamos or your electrics out really quickly. So I find that these cards work out really well, and they're just here to get out my my energy accelerator. I run 2 Eviolites, mainly because I can slap one on to Mewtwo or another EX, and so it's not taking as much damage as it should be. Next, I run 3 switches. I don't run a Sky Arrow Bridge in this, and so sometimes I need to switch out Pokemon, maybe like an Electric or a Zekrom or an EX card or something, so I can run the switches to get those Pokemon out of there and get my main attackers out to attack. Now I run 4 Pokemon Communications. I plan on maybe getting rid of 1 or 2. I know for sure at least 1. These are just maybe I don't have a level ball and I have a Pokemon I really don't need in my hand. I can use this to switch out and get maybe an electric or my Mewtwo or a card that can help me therefore. So Pokemon Communication in this deck I think is really great, as sometimes you have to get the certain Pokemon out. Now I run, I believe, 15 trainer cards. Yeah, 15 and 9 supporters. Now for the supporters, I run 3 in, my usual number, and that is an essential in any deck, I believe. In is amazing, as you can shuffle your hand back into your deck and draw some more cards, and therefore not wasting cards that you might have. Next, I have 3 Junipers. I probably should run 1 more, get the 4th Juniper in, and I believe I probably will. So that'll help. Juniper is good in this deck as you can throw away lightning energies, as you know that you'll be able to get them back with your electrics. I am running 3 Silence, mainly because since I'm running 2 different types of basic energies, it's great to get out the fighting and some more lightning energies. However, I don't think I need to run 3. I think I should probably just run 2, so I'll probably switch out a Silent for a Juniper eventually. So I find this deck as one of my best decks, and when I'm having problems with my Darkrai or my Fighting or Burn deck, this is my go-to deck, and this deck becomes powerful as I know how to run it really well as I've run it repeatedly. This deck used to run some water types in it, but now I've made the full circle to just a Zeal Lightning deck with Tierakion. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Please go and watch that Mewtwo box opening. That was a really great opening. Check out my blog for my updated trading list. I did just now order or pre-order Dragon Exalted booster box, and I'm in the running for some giveaways for another booster box, which that'd be kind of cool if I could get it. Hopefully I get the box before I go off to college, otherwise I will have to wait on the opening until I get back. So if that happens, I'm sorry, you guys. On another note, I will be trying to open packs and stuff while I'm away at college. It will be rough, and there might be some time periods that are long where I won't open them, but every time I come home, I promise I will open something. And there goes my phone. Thank you for watching, and until next time, see ya. Gig 'em.